Hello, welcome to the Home Barista. What I'm going to do here is just show you the new mod that is now on the market to do with the Super Steamer. One criticism of the Classic is that the steam pressure when you flick it on will eventually run out. You've got a boiler, and when you flick that steam button on, the pump is not activated, and you will open your steam knob, and once that water has been steamed up and has come out your steam wand, basically there's no water left in the boiler. So that is why the Classic will run out of steam, but certainly when you're making 5, 6, 7 lattes together. Then you always have to remember as well, after doing steaming, you then have to prime your boiler to refill it up again by pressing the brew button and getting a good flow there to refill that boiler. However, with the steam, the Super Steamer, that works a bit like the Gaggia, in the fact that when you click that button, you will hear intermittently the pump being activated. So it will warm up the boiler, and then what will happen then is, as you start to steam, you'll hear the pump just pump a tiny little bit of water in. So it's constantly refilling the boiler, but it's because it's pumping little bits at a time, it doesn't allow the temperature to drop down. That temperature will remain high, and you'll end up with then lots, almost endless steam power, so you can do as many different coffee drinks back to back. So this is how it works, and you'll hear what happens. So you'll see here, you'll see my gauge start to shoot up in a minute as it starts to warm up, and you can hear that already activated. It's pumping water in to the boiler. Obviously, if it over exceeds the pressure, it will just obviously direct that extra water into back into the water tank there. So your boiler's not just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Basically, it's just going to keep filling it, and if it overfills, it will drop through the OPV. So the temperature's going up now, and now what I can do, and you'll see how this works, is basically it will just go on and on and on for a long time. So you can see there, I'm getting a lot of power and consistent power. Temperature is remaining the same. It drops down a little bit each time, but then it'll come back up again. My arm is aching there. As you can see there, I'll turn this off because now it'll still be pumping water through. Okay, and you can see the temperature still remains quite high, which is fantastic in the fact that then I'll turn that off. So it's pumping water into the boiler all the time. Therefore, you've got endless steam, and you can see there with the PID setting, the temperature is remaining high. So that water, as soon as it goes in there, it is being warmed up. It is being good enough for steam, and then that water there. The power, as well as the steam, did not drop off. It didn't start off nice and strong and then drop off. It remained constant throughout. So, you know, now you've got a Classic that is capable, if you've got 10 guests, make all your espressos, flick that steam button on, and then you can then make endless amounts of steam milk, textured milk, for all your guests if you have to do that. So in a way, it negates the need for a dual boiler because this basically functions, because it's endlessly filling up. There's no need to go down that route. So just another addition to the Classic that can be fitted to the Classic Pros. It can also be fitted to Classics with PIDs, and if you want to fit it to a Classic pre-2015, you will have to either fit a PID or to fit the shades switch bank to it. But again, another fantastic addition to the Classic, which turns a brilliant machine. It's one little criticism with steam power, and now that has been solved. Well, that is the Super Steamer, another great addition to the Classic. Here at the Home Baristas, not only do I sell classics and with modifications such as the PID, the dimmer, the gauge, obviously the light. You need to email me about that, and I can add that to it as well. But also the super steamer. I can even pop on the timer as well. That will just sit there. So when you click your brew button, it will start to do the time of shots. It's called the Chrono Cube. But I also service and repair and modify classics. So if you want this on your old classics, this is something I can do as well. Turnaround time is pretty good at the moment, probably between 1 and 4 days from that machine coming to me to it going back out again. Again, you can post your machine to me, or I can get my courier service, obviously at cost, to come and collect the machine from your home. It gets brought to me, I fix it, or service it, and get sent back to you. Not only do I do that, but I also recommend the grinders as well. Again, I focus on the home market, so I only choose things that are what I think are the best quality for home. That's why single dose grinders, whether it's the DF or whether it's another one, I like the DF. I think it is better than any other kind of grinders that I've come across. The single dose for home use is a no-brainer. So you've got here the DF 54, and here you've got the DF 63. I've also got some DF 83s and DF 83Vs, so it's got the variable speed grinders. But they are fantastic for home use. If you need any questions, if you have any questions, then do send me a message or email me. I'll only be happy to talk about the Classic